If you want to be great, if you want to separate yourself from others, you got to put in that work while everybody else is doing other things. While they're sleeping, playing games, running around, doing other stuff, trying to secure NIL deals, you're in the lab working on your technique. Got some young guys in there want to get better. They're working with you. This is the reason why we see on film most other DBs getting beat, getting burned or whatever, and we see Nikko Reed, the one DB that's really competing, that's really getting some wins in the one-on-ones, is really going down, man. This guy's putting in that work on Sunday. Sunday equals work day. My coach used to say back in the day when everybody used to have Labor Day off, not us. We putting in work. Labor mean work. It's a work day. Let's put in this work, man. This is how you get better. While everybody else is not doing the things to get better, not working on their craft, this is when you get that extra step to work on your craft. This is why we've seen him go head-to-head, toe-to-toe with the #1 guy pretty much in the country when he came out, the #1 transfer, the one that helped get this transfer class to #1 is 5-star Travis Hunter. Both ways, wide receiver and DB, just as talented on both sides of the ball. But you can see here with a guy like Nikko Reed, who works on his craft, who probably studies his opponent, who's very patient at the cornerback position, knows how to use that sideline to his advantage, knows how to squeeze the player to the sideline and play ball, as you saw Travis Hunter having to make an adjustment at the end of the route, which the quarterback wasn't on the same page, so that made it be an overthrow by the quarterback. Nikko Reed, these things do not happen by mistake. These things happen because you put the work in. You can go toe-to-toe with a guy like Travis Hunter and actually get some wins because of the work you put in last year and this year. Last year, he led the team. He only had 2 picks, but that was a lead. That was the lead on the team last year. So, yes, they went 1-11 last year as a total, but that doesn't mean that some players on the team didn't play some good games. Yeah, of course, you see Nikko, he get burned. Last year, people were saying in the comments, but you got to realize football is a team sport. That's why out here on one-on-ones, there's no pass rush. There's no quarterback under pressure. It's one-on-one, so it's kind of like ideal conditions. So a lot of times, most of the times, you'll see DBs losing in one-on-one drills. But then in the game, you can see them improve because if you have defensive linemen that can get after the quarterback, if you have pass rushers that can force the quarterback to throw the ball before he wants to, if you don't have to cover for 4, 5, 6 seconds because you don't have a pass rush, all of these things works in unison with each other. That's the great thing about football. It's not tennis. It's not an individual sport. This is not golf. This is football. Everything works together. So if you got a good pass rush, and you got DBs who can cover for those 2, 3, maybe 4 seconds. And now during the game, you have DBs that'll be getting praised for their coverage. Not, oh my gosh, you got beat. When the real story is the defensive line didn't get any pressure and the cornerbacks had to cover for the longest, 10, 12 seconds trying to cover. You can't cover nobody that long. So that's why a lot of guys get completions, and then you say, oh man, this guy's trash, or that safety and cornerback is trash. Everything works together. You could have had a trash defensive line, and now your DBs look trash. You could have had trash DBs, and now your defensive line look trash. It all works together. So I think Nikko Reed would be one of those guys, if he continues to show and prove what he's been showing thus far in camp, I think he'll definitely see himself on the field this year, and you'll see some improvements because that D-line will improve, that pass rush will improve, and I think he'll find his way on the field as far as a nickel cornerback, or could be a starter if Travis and Cormani technique doesn't improve. So you have Nikko Reed out there and Travis and Cormani coming in as the opposite corner and the nickel back. But who knows how that's going to play out. I think everybody has penciled in Travis and Cormani as the starters already without even seeing anything on the field. I think that could set them up for exposure because you're going to get some talented wide receivers in that Pac-12 or whatever conference they end up being in. They're going to be some talented, fast, crisp route running. I mean, some polished wide receivers they'll be going against. And you don't want them to get exposed too early. You don't want their confidence to be killed too early out there on the field. So we'll see. Got to let them boys work with Coach Mathis and Coach Prime to get that technique down. Let me know what you think. Leave a like, subscribe, comment on other good stuff. We're about to stay in peace and peace. Yeah.